actually just read the purpose and kind of a little bit of the history. I was gonna prepare a whole thing where I was gonna talk about the history, but I didn't really feel like going through all of that. I'd rather just do a story time. So let me bring it up. Basically, we all know what it is. It's just pretty much like DOE and United States education fitness requirements. So based on the history, and this is on Google, it says it was created by Ledger and Lambert in 1982, and it was designed to measure aerobic capacity, which is characterized by endurance, performance, and fitness. So pretty much it was just to boost physical fitness in the US and to boost it overall. And pretty much it was just a set of standards that would be used in school, but also just in general, just for the population. And pretty much you do the activity, it's like a guided workout. So you do the activities in a set time and you use it as a fitness gauge. So that's pretty much what it is and what it's for, to pretty much just show a set of standards of what's healthy and what's not. Now we're gonna go into story time. So when I was in, I think it was as early as like kindergarten. We had it, but we didn't go nuts because, you know, we were kids. We were like 5 years old. So we didn't really go nuts with it, but we still did it. And the time it started to really get serious was when we were in, I think, like 2nd and 3rd grade, because people were going through puberty. So of course, you know, you had girls going through puberty and their stuff, you know, they're changing. But for boys, you know, with our puberty, a lot of it is like starting to get like the hormonal changes. So like working out, you have young kids that, well actually no, I can't even say that, because at like 8 and 9 years old, you shouldn't be working out, but some kids do. I think that you should wait, and this is just my preference. Like I said, I haven't done a study on it, but I feel like kids should wait at least until maybe 11. I would say at least the beginning of middle school. But like 3rd grade and 4th grade, I don't think you should be working out like with weights, like with intensity. I think of course you can run and do aerobic stuff, but I don't think that weights, like in competition-based fitness, should be at least until like the child is like 12, at least in adolescence. Now people, they get upset and they say, okay, you know, the reason why you're saying that is because it starts to growth. Honestly, I do believe it impacts the joints, you know, at a young age. So I think you should wait until you're developed if you're really young. But back to the story, you know, hormones are changing, so you're wanting to compete more. So that's why we would be going harder when we were like 8 and 9 years old. Well, 9 and 10, around like 3rd grade, because you want to compete more. But we would have kids like just straight up having like asthma attacks, you know, because we would be going hard against each other. And of course, kids are going to be competitive, you know, they're going to be competitive and stuff. But a lot of it was because we just wanted to compete with ourselves. You know, we didn't really want to compete with each other. We just wanted to see how far we could go. And a lot of us had that mindset, honestly. We wanted to see how far we could push ourselves. So I just remember with me, I just remember doing it, just being drained. And a lot of us, you know, there's different parts. I'll even pull up the parts because I don't even remember all of it. I just remember like the parts where I really would push. And for me, it was running, which is why I had lost a lot of weight when I was going from middle school into high school, pretty much middle school to high school. Because whenever we would do the pacer test, I was always progressing. And then I started playing sports, but I was always running. But let me see what some of the stuff was. Of course, I know it's running, but I'm trying to see if it says what the different activities were.
You finished with the live?
I'm on live. But the different criteria and stuff. So let me see. It's not even showing it. But from what I remember, it was like we would do sit-ups and push-ups, and then we would stretch. Oh, this one shows it. Okay. And I wish I could share my screen, but let me see. Okay. So yeah, it would be a push-up one, and we would pretty much. I think it was time. I really can't even remember because in high school we didn't have it. At least from my school, we didn't have it. So the last time I did it was like 8th grade. That was, let me see, that was 2014, so that was like 8.5 years ago. I barely remember it. But with the push-ups, I think it was timed. I don't think it was an amount. And I think it was timed with the thing, with the soundtrack. And then we would do, I think we would do sit-ups and it was timed as well. And then we would do stretching to check flexibility. So we would just be going like a long time because we're trying to just compete with ourselves and just compete with even each other. But I remember the only one I do remember that I did was, I think it was in 7th grade. And I remember I was like one of the last people and I just kept running and running. Now mind you, at this time I had just started playing sports, so I wanted to test out like my athletic ability. But I just remember going super, super long, like a long time, like a straight up long time, and just being exhausted. But, you know, people get upset with it and they say like it should be taken away. But I think it's important because it gives us a standard, but it pretty much gives the implication that we care about fitness, at least in the US. I mean, I know that we're the butt of jokes in other countries. And I joked about this with one of my other friends that I interviewed. But yeah, in the US, you know, at least it shows that we care about fitness. But it gives the kids a set of standards. And I always say fitness is important for a lot of stuff. It's important for mental discipline. It's important for all aspects of your life because you're always going to be going through stuff. So that's why fitness comes into life, you know, overall. It just goes into everything. But people say, you know, it should be taken away. I think it should be regulated more. We had issues, you know, when we were pushing ourselves too hard, of course. So, you know, you don't want that to happen. But should it be taken away? No. Is it being taken away now? Yeah, because from what I've been seeing with my friends and family that work in education, they're not having it as much. And when we got to the end of middle school, I just remember we didn't really do it as much. I remember the last time I vividly remember doing it was 6th grade, and then I think 7th, and then that was it. After that, that was it. And that was 2012. So I think like collectively, the whole US just kind of stopped requiring it. But like I said, it gives you a set of standards of what to do. Not what to do, but what to look for, you know, in your body, how your body should be performing. So that's why I think it's super important. It's super important, and it needs to be continued. It needs to be brought back because it gives us a set of standards and keeps the body healthy. Most schools, they have like a set activity that they'll do during their phys ed. They'll have like a set of things. With us, it was just like we would just play because they just wanted us to be active, but we would just play. We would have free time just playing stuff. But some people dreaded when we would have this, but I would like it because I get to see like where I was physically. And I think it's important. Like you need to know where you are. But some people hate it, some people love it. But that's my personal opinion on it. So moving forward into the tip of the week. So for this week, I'm still focusing on what I had mentioned last week, but I'm giving you practical steps that you can use. So the one that we've been focusing on in our group is using hooks and pretty much just providing really, really good value. So with the hook, like I said before, I had posted 2 videos on TikTok, and I think I accidentally posted it twice. And one of them, I didn't use the right thumbnail. The second one, I used the right one because it was the post that I had intended to post. Now, 2 of them, they were the exact same post. It was the exact same post. same captions, everything. The only thing that was different was the hook slash the caption, not the caption, the cover or the thumbnail. And the one, as I didn't expect at the time, that got more views was the one with the better hook slash cover slash thumbnail. So that goes to show, and that was an unintentional experiment, but that goes to show the importance of your thumbnail. Your thumbnail is key, honestly. Your thumbnail is so important. You need to have a good thumbnail. And that's what gets people to click on your posts. So people will say, oh, like I can just post stuff. The value is good, but you need a really, really good thumbnail, honestly. You need that. Like, you really, really need that, because that's what's going to get people to really click on it. And then there were times where I was noticing throughout the week, I post stuff and I got a bunch of likes within like an hour. Something that went viral within an hour. So when stuff is going viral quick, that shows that you're doing something right, of course. But what's it called? I always forget what it's called. The thumbnail. I'm used to saying hook, but the thumbnail is really good. It'll go viral faster. It'll get more traction faster. So you can post something that's fantastic, but you need that initial hook. And you notice it with yourself. And I think it's really hard to notice it because it's subconscious, but I'll let you do this as a test. See whatever you click on subconsciously. Usually the stuff that you click on subconsciously is because the hook caught you in. So I'll look at or save all the posts that I clicked on immediately, and I'll see what they did. Maybe they did their hook at the most enticing part of the video. So like I said, and like I always tell people within our group, the brain does stuff that's subconscious that you don't know, and that's pretty much how marketing works and how social media works. There's stuff that you don't even know why you clicked on the video, but that's why those are going viral, and those are binge worthy because they know stuff that we subconsciously don't pay attention to, which are hooks and covers and quote clickbaity stuff. So that's the importance of making sure that you emphasize, the very first few seconds of the video. Now the second part is what I wrote, which was value, so providing value. I kept, explaining this in our group for the past week. You can post a picture of like soap, just a random bar of soap, but it's not gonna necessarily go viral unless it's trending. And it would only go viral if you either had a lot of followers and a lot of engagement already, or if you were a celebrity, because you're already in demand. So that's why people get upset, because they post stuff in their everyday life and they don't get traction from outside of their circle. And this is for people who they want traction from outside of their circle. Now people who they're cool, they're not trying to go to their page. Of course you're gonna get the amount of likes from the people within your warm circle, the people that you follow and follow you. But from my people that they want to actually like grow their page, you have to not be selfish and ask yourself, do other people want this as well? I used to love posting pictures in the fall when I would go out, and like I said, I would hope for it to go viral, but it didn't. Why? Because like I said, posting random stuff, it's only gonna go viral on emotion.